Hello there, Shamsi here. So if you're 1460 item level, you're probably asking yourselves, should I push these last 15 item levels so I can do that goddamn chaos dungeon? Now, depending on who you ask this question, you're gonna get a very different answer, but I can only give you my opinion in this video, and I'd like to think that my opinion is worth something. I play this game a lot. I have 161 roster level, almost level 60, and I'm the item level appropriate to be talking about it. So yeah, if you're someone who isn't 1460 item level, this video might be less true for you, because the later you watch it, the more incentive you will have to push 1475. And if you're watching this 2 or 3 months down the line, when maybe Kakul-Saydon is out, then yes, definitely push your main to 1475. So what are some of the pros and cons of pushing 1475 in the content that we're in right now? Vicus just almost has come out, so let's talk pros and cons. Number one pro would be you get to do the next level of Chaos Dungeon. Now, despite what a lot of you may be thinking, this doesn't exactly feel any different than the previous Chaos Dungeon that I've done, which is 1445. I still get a lot of legendaries, I barely get any relics, and if this is your only incentive to pushing 1475, it may not exactly be worth it. Number two pro is that your character gets a bit of a power bump. It will make Vicus easier, it'll be a bit more tanky if you choose to only upgrade armor, but that may not exactly be a huge thing, but it still is a good thing. And number three, Kakul-Saydon entrance level is 1475. Now, you might be thinking, oh, but what about hard mode? Well, as of recording this video, he doesn't have a hard mode. The only item level you actually get loot from is 1475. So if you're 1475, you're pretty much set for the next few months. You don't have to worry about anything. And now cons, the only con I could actually think of is, it might actually be unnecessarily expensive for you to push those last 15 item levels, which, maybe it could be invested in some other things that could generate you more gold, such as alts, obviously. That's what I'm talking about. So without further ado, I will go into, explaining how much I spent getting these last 15 item levels. So I actually got pretty unlucky. I pitied 3 items, which I'll show you how much that actually cost me. I'm on the Max Road, the GG site, using their calculator for Lost Ark, and we're going from 18 to 19, and the count of item is 3 because I've completely pitied 100% artisans 3 items. So we do worst case scenario, no additional rewards because I haven't used, the protection materials for armor. And we have this much. This is exactly how much I've spent for all 3 of these items. No more, no less. 25,000 gold, 100,000, 110,000 honor shards, and the rest of the 60,000 guardian stones and 1,400 greater honor leap stones. Not, something to take lightly. But then I did get lucky. I did one tap, one item, which cost me exactly this much, and then on one item I actually averaged out. So it's pretty much, expensive. It cost me way more than it should have, and if you're lucky it can cost you less, and if you're unlucky it can cost you even more than what it did me. And if you're interested, in counting a bit, if you have like an item that is already on an artisan level, you can put it in here and calculate on average how much you're gonna spend on that item. But yeah, that is pretty much the video. So is it worth to push 1475? From an economical standpoint right now, you're probably stand to make more money if you park your main on 1460 and you invest this into an alt. This will over the long term give you more gold, but I am someone who hates playing alts. That is why I'm pushing 1475. I do not like the idea of being forced to play alts. Never liked it. Alts were always a secondary thing to me. and you know, being forced to play alts is just not fun. And I've played this game long enough to know the difference between having and not having alts. So don't give me the argument, you know, you don't have to play alts, you're not forced to do anything, because if you want to have a high item level, you either swipe the card or you play alts. That's my opinion on that. But yeah, that's the video. Hope I helped you, hope you learned something, and yeah, I'm leaving you with a clip, and come see me on Twitch. If you want to see more of me and ask me a question, I would rather be asked questions on Twitch than, you know, YouTube comments. But that's it. Enjoy the clip. Bye bye. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hit the +21 in 2 attempts.